Two girls, one podcast, and their unsolicited opinions.
Plug in your headphones or find a private space because this content is not safe for work.
Welcome to On Her Bookshelf.
Welcome back, Bookshelf Besties. My name is Julia.
And I'm Christy.
And this episode, I don't know what this was, what I did with my hands. But anyways, we just wanted to do a super quick chat on setting our 2025 reading goals for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, simple.
We have merged brains. That was incredible.
I love that. Oh my god, we are so in sync. Well,
Who did that?
I don't know, that's ruined the train of thought now. That was everything. Okay, cool. So, how many books do you want to read this year?
I want to lower my reading goal. I want to go to 100.
I want to lower my goal. Let's do 100 books. It's fucking wild.
I don't want to panic that I need to read books. I
Yeah.
want to enjoy reading books.
Be more conscious of, I guess, what you're reading and not just powering through books to read books.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I actually want to up my reading goal.
Look at us.
I know. Well, I'm on maternity leave. I'm not going to be working for a few months, and I'm going to have 5 days a week where my boy's in school. I'm going to up my reading goal. So I think this year I'm going to go for 65. I almost considered doing 69 just because it's funny. I don't know. I feel like I need something even, like either it's got to be 60 or 65. Do you know what I mean?
It's
Just
not
one
an
of
even
those
number. That's an odd number.
Fine, I'll do 69.
Yes.
Let me just change that. I'm not going to do the A to Z challenge this year. It can go in the bin. Trash.
Mm-hmm.
We, as a podcast, want to at least try and publish an episode every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Not every week. We're going to be realistic.
Yeah.
I'm going to try for 2 weeks. And even as we're recording this is actually our third episode that we've recorded today. So we're trying out batch recording again to try and have some content up our sleeves.
Yeah.
And you've
Make it
even
easier.
tried to get your hands on a computer as well. So hopefully it's not just one of us editing. We can share, the editing workload a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That way, say if I'm having a busy week or you're having a busy week, there's always one of us that can kind of take over that, because we don't really have, set roles with what we do. We just
Not at the moment, not since we started using this.
Maybe we'll make that a goal.
Yeah.
I want to try and read every day. It's not something I did last year, even if it's only like a before bed thing. So instead of doom scrolling, for example, put the phone down, pick up a book instead. Even if it's only like a few pages or a chapter. Read every day. Yeah.
I like it. I want to catalogue my books. I know you said you want to do the same thing.
Yes!
I want to know if I have a library yet or not.
Because the library's 1,000 books. I technically have a library on my Kindle, but yeah, I want to know if I've got a physical library.
I want to know the physical. I want a ladder.
So yes. I'm going to be like Belle.
Yes, goals.
So I also put down, I want to catalogue my library. I just want to know what I have. Because Bookfest, again, is coming up in a few weeks. And I hate getting there, and I hate being at a bookshop and going, I love the sound of this book. But I'm like, do I own this already? And just not having a clue.
Yeah. I have so many double ups. It's not even funny.
Yeah, exactly. I want to donate books I'm not going to read again.
Same.
I've previously wanted to hold on everything as a trophy, but I'm like, if I'm not going to read that book again, or I look at that book and it doesn't bring me joy when I reminisce on the story, you can donate.
Yeah.
And just create that cycle all over again. Maybe somebody else will enjoy it, Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
What about you?
I just want to go to more book events, like book signings.
Yes.
Maybe even like a book convention, just books. I want to do more
with
things.
books. More social book things.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than internet social.
Yeah.
Like physical in-person social.
Yeah, I want to make more friends.
Love that.
Bookish friends. It's just fun.
Love that. I want to review every book that I read, which is something I've been doing anyway, but I also wrote down, I just don't want to be over the top about it. A sentence can still be a review.
Yes.
Right? And sometimes the reviews that I like to read on Goodreads are literally just one sentence.
Yeah.
Give me the TLDR version of it, and I just want to understand it in that
need,
one sentence.
3 fucking paragraphs.
I won't read them.
where I write those and then I'm like, I wouldn't read this myself. Why am I doing this?
I will listen to them. I will listen to someone's like TikTok or reel about a review. I won't read it though.
Yeah.
So that's something I want to be like conscious of.
Same.
I want to be consistent with my reading journal because I got gifted one of these Quirky Cup Collective like reading journals for Christmas, and it's fucking gorgeous. Like, I'm not gonna like flash through it now because the camera is like having a fun time trying to focus on it, on something that's not a face. Absolutely gorgeous. If you haven't heard of the Quirky Cup Collective before, definitely worth checking out their website or even their Instagram. Their products are beautiful. They've even got like pens and badges and like Kindle sleeves and stuff like that. It's so lovely. So I'm obsessed. I've actually been like looking at these reading journals for like a few years now, but I've never taken the leap to actually purchase one. And I got one for Christmas. So
That's exciting.
I know.
I
Because
can't wait
like
to see it.
I was starting to do a reading journal in 2024, but I was doing it all like bullet journal, like DIYing it myself. And I think that's the reason why it just kind of like fell off the radar, especially when I had a few months where I was just like reading like a lot of books in a month. I couldn't keep up with doing the journal. This is going to be my solution. This is what I'm hoping is going to be my solution. But like there is so like the gold foiling edges. I'm obsessed. But there's enough in here that I could do this for a few years. Like it's not just 1 year.
I'm having a look at this later.
It depends on, I guess, how much you read and how
Yeah.
much you use it. But it's set up that you could use it for a few years.
Let's see.
So I love it. Absolutely love it. It's worth checking out. I want to read more from my physical bookshelf. I
same.
say this every year. I want to read more from a physical bookshelf. And I was thinking, like, maybe I'll make a YouTube series about it. Like, firstly, like, I've got to catalog it. I've got to tidy my bookshelves.
Mhm.
But I'm like, even, like, I know, like, social media is obviously, like, so obsessed with, like, our current releases and what's trending. But I'm like, these older books, like, there's still nothing wrong with them. Just because they're not, like,
Trending
going
right
viral
now.
or trending doesn't mean it's still not a good read. And there's a reason why they're sitting on my bookshelf.
Agreed.
So I want to read more, I guess they're what they call like backlog, author
Yeah.
backlog books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I guess like my TBR backlog. So
Yeah. I also want to do the same thing. I did, like I said in the previous one, I smashed my TBI, read quite
Yes.
a lot. And I'm so happy I did because I found so many new favorite books.
Yeah. And I'm like, I read 8 physical books
Mm.
last year, which is not enough for me to be smashing out my physical one. And some of those 8 were actually new purchases as well. So
Still counts. Just book girly things.
yeah.
I want to try and publish my book this year.
Yes.
That's my goal. I want to
I
try
love that.
and finish writing and publish it and see what happens.
And you know what? I'm really excited to maybe use this podcast to keep you accountable because now you've said it. You've
Yeah.
said it. It's out there for the world to hear. And it's something I guess we can all look forward to eventually reading. And I'll review it.
I hope so. Bully me. It'll work.
Is it a bully romance?
No,
No, don't give us anything. Keep it a
I'm not.
secret.
you'll never know.
Oh yeah, so I guess this one is personal but also a podcast. We do want to be more consistent with social media, even if it's just a post to a story.
Yeah.
You know, we put so much effort into some like, I guess, Canva templated stuff last year, and it's like, why am I putting so much effort in when people prefer like being authentic and raw and relatable, and we're going to show more face, you know, instead of hiding behind a Canva template. So that's something we're going to try for this year. And I guess this is just us being a little bit vulnerable as well, saying these goals, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll also, I guess, help you guys if that's like your goals as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Well, yeah. Social media can be hard.
It is. It's draining.
Yeah. And I'm just not going to spend so many hours on something perfect when imperfect is just as good.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
I'm too much of a perfectionist. I'm going to
Yes.
leave being a perfectionist in the past. I'm going to leave that in 2024. I'm going to try and leave it in 2024.
That sounds.
Yeah. Do you have any books you're really looking forward to being released this year other than Onyx Storm?
And Entwined.
And
Obviously.
Entwined, yes.
Scythe and Sparrow by Brian Weather.
Yes.
And the next book in Broken Circus Boys.
The AK Blythe.
Blythe.
Yes.
And there's a whole bunch like of that I want to finish series of, or like I'm awaiting like the next book. But one that I actually really want to do this year that I've been saying I would do for like 2 years, I'm gonna read Manacled.
Oh,
I downloaded
it.
I'm gonna read it.
Yeah, I've got like a whole list, not necessarily like new releases, but some things I'm really looking forward to reading this year. I want to read Powerless. I've got it. I want to read it. Yes.
Oh, that's a book I'm looking forward to. The next one.
I picked up, I guess these are like books I kind of got for Christmas as well too. When the Moon Hatched, I want to read that. I also want to read Quicksilver as well.
Same. Yeah, Quicksilver's high on my list as well.
Yeah, well, I own it, so I'm hoping to read the physical, and I'm hoping like having the physical is going to help me. It's so backwards on the, I guess it also counts on reading more of my physical TBR.
It does.
And for some reason, I also want to read Ruby Dixon.
Oh, yeah.
As well. So I've got the physical copy of Ice Planet Barbarian, and I have Bull Moon Rising.
Same.
As well. So I want to read them. And
you haven't read anything by her yet, have you?
I haven't. And even like, you know, I want to read more Katie Roberts, and like CeeLo Evans is like on my list, especially her like little spice of, no, I forget what her series is called now. Creature Cafe? Is it Creature Cafe?
I think so.
You know what? I'm
what
just
you're
going to
talking
like put it up here somewhere, because my brain is like not braining. Yeah. I want to finish the Red Queen series.
Do you know, I've actually been thinking about that as well.
She, what's the author's name?
Victoria Aveyard.
Victoria Aveyard. She's been popping up on my social media.
Same.
I've been seeing her books again in like, well, not really again in bookstores. They've always been in bookstores, but like,
they're getting more traction again.
Yeah, and I've read, I think, the first 2 or 3 in the series, but then it was always waiting for the other ones to come out. But I think the series is finished now. So I want to finish it. I want to know how that book ends. And there's been so many like fantasy books that I've read that kind of give me Red Queen vibes. But I'm like, well, let's just go back to the source
and do it
and finish Red Queen. So that's on my list.
Literally, because like a lot of people compare Powerless and Red Queen.
Yeah.
Like still very different, but very same.
Yes.
You know? So I want to go back and read those. And I want to read her other series. It's like Realm Breaker or something like that.
Yes, I think I actually have the book as well. I'll find out when I catalogue my bookshelf.
I really want to read the Ledge series by Stacey McEwen. I brought all 3 and I haven't even read them yet. I really want to read them though. I just want to read more fantasy this year, I think.
Yes. Yeah, me too. I want to read more of like, I guess like you, I want to be more conscious with what I read and read more good books rather than just reading a book to cross it off like a list, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't want to read books. I want to read.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be afraid to DNF if I'm not vibing something.
Good. I will DNF. I don't care. If I'm not vibing it, I'm not vibing it.
Yeah.
I can always come back.
Exactly.
I come back to a lot.
And one of my friends really wants me to read Brandon Sanderson's books.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
it's a lengthy
commitment.
Yes. But I'm just like, might as well start, you know.
I think you'll really enjoy them.
Me too. I think they're like my kind of fantasy as well. And, you know, having a friend that's, I guess, ahead of me, I can always like talk to them about it. So I've already got a few of his books on my bookshelf. Again, I don't know which ones. I'm going to have to catalogue my bookshelf to find out. But like, I know he's just released another one as part of the series or universe or whatever it is. But I want to read Brandon Sanderson this year. Even if I'm only doing it, like, I'm not afraid to read multiple books at once. Yeah. So even if I just have one of his books going all the time and I just read a chapter here and there.
Sip it like a fun one.
Yes. It might take me a few years to get through it all, but that's okay. That's so okay.
Oh, yeah. I really like our goals for this year.
Thanks.
They're not too, like overcommitting.
No. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing, like, other reading challenges or stuff. I know one day I would like to do like 24 hours reading. You know how people just lock themselves down and just 24 hours of just reading books? Would love to do that. It'll be really cool to do with like, you know, you girls. So
maybe like next Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas holidays.
That would be nice.
I would love to do. I really want to do that.
It's not a goal for this year. It's just something I'd like to do eventually. They always seem fun.
Yeah.
I'll probably pass out, but who cares?
Try your best. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That it.
I think I've spoken about all the goals that I want to hit this year. Have you?
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Nice. Well, it's always like kind of fun seeing like what other people set challenges for themselves or their reading goals. So leave us a comment below. What are your goals for 2025? Yeah. They can be as like little or as big as what do you want to achieve?
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it. Maybe it'll give us ideas for other stuff we could accomplish, not maybe this year, but even next year.
Yeah. Drop a comment below.
Until next week. Bye.
Bye.